What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerdcast for the next episode of Interstellaria, where I think we need to go back to Sakaris. I've been fiddling around in one of my other save games, and so I think I finally figured out what we're supposed to be doing. I've got it all covered. I'm not sure what happened on our last trip. I'm going to blame it on operator difficulty because I'm not sure what happened. Essentially, I think the buttons were working, I just didn't notice it, and so back we go. We're going to fly back to Sakaris B, and we're going to go get ourselves a hyper map. This is going to be awesome. I'm really excited about this episode because I figured something out, and that pleases me. I like it when I figure stuff out. The other thing that I would recommend as of right now is that you should save often, because the game has been doing this weird thing in my other playthrough where it's been deleting some of my loot. And so, if you're going to play, it's almost in pre-alpha, to be honest, right now. Like, the developer made that abundantly clear when he sent me a copy of the game, and I understand these things happen in games that are new, so it didn't really irritate me. I just reloaded my save real fast and all my stuff came back. But just in case you're wondering, if your inventory, like you pop in and it's empty at some point, you can get it back. Just make sure that you save every time you go back out into space, which is what I do, just in case anything crops in anyways. With alpha games, I find it to be a very good practice. Just save a lot, just in case weird stuff happens. Oh, I'm so excited right now. I thought the game was over. I didn't want to say that while we were in the previous episode, but I thought the game was like, it was just kind of like a tech alpha real fast, because the game got kickstarted not too long ago. And so I thought it was just like a tech alpha, and so I figured they put the buttons up too high so that you couldn't get in. But in fact, I believe I was very wrong, and so we actually need to turn the fridge on. Let's do that. Everybody's super hungry in here. No, we don't need that turned on right now. I'm hoping they add an option later on where you can go through and you can decide what order things activate and turn on if you want. I've put two objects in front of each other too. Yeah, I'm going to have to destroy it, I guess. We'll buy another one. It's not that big of a deal. Let's let them all rummage through the fridge first. Obviously, you got to get yourself some chicken before you go Leroy Jenkins a planet. So, let's go ahead. At the worst case, you could be like, at least I've got chicken. That is a very clear point. I had fried chicken last night. It was the stuff. I was super stoked about it. I mean, it was kind of stale. It's been in my fridge for a long time. But, I popped it in the oven for like 10 minutes on 400, and it seemed to kind of, I don't know, crisp out a little bit. The inside was still, I was a little bit worried I might get food poisoning. It's been in there for a while, but I've been moving, and so there's not like a whole lot of food at my house right now. It's just one of those weird things that, it's just the way things are right now. Alright, so down to the planet we go. Down to the planet we go. Colony B. Let's ride. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's get this thing going. I will not be clearing out most of the planet right now. Instead, I'm just going to take our main character, our Capitan, through. And I'm going to see, let me set it back here actually for when this comes down on the bottom floor. There we go. So we'll take him out. He's all done. Oh good, we got a helmet. Let's go back over here and we'll equip that real fast. The itemization in this game is fantastic, and you really should consider going back and like putting on all the things that need to be put on. And look, it actually puts a helmet on his head. How dope is that? I love games that show little bits of just aesthetic feedback like that. I can't tell you enough how much I enjoy it when my characters actually look like what they have equipped on. It's always been something that I've enjoyed and liked. And so these robots, it may actually be worth the effort for you to farm these robots a little bit, because they do respawn every time that you leave the planet. And so if you farm the robots a little bit, you can actually get some really cool armor and gear off of some of these just random guys. So every time you go out, I don't really know how well the armor... don't ask me about the armor system just yet, because I'm not sure if you like permanently lose armor, or if it's just like one of those things that, I don't know if you permanently lose armor or if you have to fix it or something. I saw that there's like a repair option, but obviously I think that's for repairing your ship when you're flying around. Not too positive. I think your armor eventually comes back though or something. Maybe it's for each deployment. It adds to like a total that comes back after you disembark and come back to the planet. Okay, so I figured this out in my other game that I'm playing right now. And this is what I very much enjoy doing, actually. Anybody who hangs out at the Nerd Castle will tell you that I do this quite frequently, where I play two games at the same time, and I use one of them to kind of like scout ahead and figure out what's going on so that I don't spend too much time being a doofus. Like, for example, there was the real possibility that I might have spent like 5 or 6 episodes being a doofus if I hadn't figured this out in my other game. And in fact, I did record like 2 episodes after this where I just like wandered around the galaxy because I thought Sakaris wasn't completable, and so I just wasted a whole bunch of time here. They get stuck on the ladder still sometimes, be aware of that. We'll go over here. Not going to send any of my other guys out because this is a really dangerous hostile planet, and so I prefer to keep everybody safe and sound back on the ship. We may loot it in just a little bit though. Okay, so that worked. If you heard that little bloop sound, it actually does work. It just wasn't a very noisy sound. You can only push the button once. And so that, I think, unlocks the door over here. Unleash the Daka on him with your needler. Very nice. That should open this up. And you'll know which door opens because robots will be able to walk in and out of it. So just watch for robots leaving rooms that they were previously confined to, and you'll know exactly what the order is that you have to unlock all the different tower rooms. So I think the next one's up here. Yeah, it's right here, but I'm going to wait for him to come through the door. Alright, let's blast him. Awesome. And so just like his underpants, we have made the rest of him red, assuming that he has robot blood or something. Alright, let's go back. We'll push this button down here, and that'll be the final one, and then we'll get our star map and all of our free jingly bits, which I will throw into our backpack. Oh good, a medkit dropped. That's always nice. When your health gets down to like a certain threshold, it seems like medkits start to drop. So it's sort of like, is he going to drop down right here? Yeah, he is. Actually, I don't even need to fight him. Let's go back this way, and star map time! A very powerful star map, allowing ships to navigate out of regular space. Regular space can be represented in a very user-friendly manner because of the system's immense calculations. Generally, these are incredibly expensive. And there it is, we've got our star map upgraded, so we should be able to use warp travel now, I think. We'll also grab some of those coins right there because I enjoy the sound that they make when I scoop them into my bags. And I may put people on... the door's getting in the way again. See, there was a problem in one of the previous betas where you could shoot through doors when they were still closed. And so I think they added a state now that makes it so you can never shoot through a door. And it just needs to be tuned just a little bit more so that the open-closed states are a bit more receptive to fire as they should be. But as of right now, I've been really impressed with the game so far. As new as the game is, and you know, it's been in development for a little bit, but not that long, I've actually really been enjoying some of the stuff that I've run into along the way. Let's go ahead and shoot him to death. Because obviously, being humans in space, we've got to continue doing that thing that we always do everywhere we go, which is shooting stuff to death. I think I'll probably just shoot him for right now. There we go. And then I'll work on the little porcupine guy down here. He's now dead because he has the amazing ability to duck underneath all of my fire. And I don't know if I really want to loot the remainder of this place. I kind of do, but I kind of don't. It seems like it would take a lot of time. But maybe we'll do it. Let's go ahead. We're going to loot here. And then what we'll do is we'll go back to other locations. We'll handle things. I'm hoping we could get a new ship at some point. I would love to get a ship with maybe a bit more like power infrastructure so that we can power more units at the same time. My unit is feeling very, very unpowerful at the moment, and so I just want to fix that. I want to make it all better. There we go. And so we should have just an overwhelming amount of people just running around looting stuff at this point. I'm going to go clear this direction with my guns while they loot. Yeah, it fell down there. Unfortunately, somebody else is going to have to clear that out. Kill him off. There we go. And then we'll try and jump back up here. This ladder can be kind of weird, though, until you find the surface. There it is. Some quick robotry taking place. No. Man, just auto-attack him. It'll be fine. There we go. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And so maybe I'll click on this and I'll bring this back with me. And at this point, I think I'll leave my crew to loot the remainder of the building. We'll make a short little cut right here. We'll come back after I've looted the entire place. We'll do once again a little inventory scan because I don't want to bore you guys with all the semantics of just kind of like running around looting stuff for 10 minutes, which is basically it takes probably about 5 minutes to clear a planet and 10 to 15 to loot it. So just be aware. I'll see y'all on the other side. Alright, everybody. It looks like we're done with our scavenging attempt. I think our last guy is headed back to the ship right now. Let's do a quick inventory scan so you can all see what we've put on board, or put on deck, or put on wood, or put on tile, or whatever surface you want to put your loot on. You can put it there, but we've got 2 medkits, 15 scrap, 43 data, 4 gems, and 11 flowers. Just in case. What is this guy doing over here? Oh, stuck on a ladder. Okay, back over. I thought I was missing somebody. It felt vaguely like I might be. Alright, let's send her back over here. Oh. I think it's actually caused by, I think it's my fault. I think I'm giving them too many orders, and if you give an order while they're on a ladder, it seems to make them very, very upset, so it's technically my fault, because I keep doing it. But when they're on a ladder, I should know better. I should stop clicking. There we go. Alright, so we'll put her back on board the ship. You're going to grab some chicken and then disembark, huh? Alright, let's check out our new star map. I'm really, really excited about this, in fact, because I got kind of stuck right there for a little bit because I couldn't hear the little ding noise that it made when the gates were opening, and so I thought nothing was happening when I was pushing the button. Obviously, it probably happened right on screen in the last episode. I probably looked like quite the fool, in fact, but it's okay. I caught it. That's the important thing, is I caught it within like 30 minutes and came back and did the episode, so it'll be alright. So our armor's looking pretty good right here. I'm gonna power up the fridge, actually, so that people can get food while they're here. But we've got that, so I'm going to go ahead and save the game real fast. I always do that because the game does seem to mismanage my loot occasionally and just kind of like lose it. So I just keep an eye on it just in case. So we've got that right there. Oh, wow, there's all kinds of stuff to do right now. Oh, hell. This might turn into a much longer series than I expected. Oh, dear. Okay, let's go back to Tradeco. We're going to go to Tradeco first. One thing at a time. One thing at a time, everybody. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Cart in front of the horse. Then you've got the horse pushing with his face. Obviously, horses don't like to push things with their faces. They like to pull things with their, I don't know, hindquarters, whatever the hell what are they called? Haunches? There we go. That's what I was looking for. I always thought there should be a restaurant that sells terrible food called Haunches. I would go there. It sounds fantastic. There's a place called Texas Roadhouse that's sort of like that, where it's just a place where you eat the worst food imaginable. Like, it's essentially, it's kind of like Hometown Buffet. Everything there is a bad idea for your colon. Like, no good will come from anything you eat there, but it's still so delicious that you go anyways because I like to sabotage myself like that. All right. Well, I'm not making use of any of my scanning equipment or anything, but that's because I want our trips to go a little bit faster. Since we're on camera, I really don't like it when we spend a lot of time traveling on camera. I mean, technically, I could just make cuts and things like that and make it go a little bit quicker, and I will. I absolutely will if it becomes necessary, but for right now, it seems to be okay. My item loss, in case the developers see this, the item loss always occurs when I go into an asteroid here. If I go into an asteroid and I land on an asteroid, it seems like I always lose my loot. I don't know. So I think it's probably hidden in the code somewhere around there if the developers wanted to look for it, because they did send me the game, so I assume that they're probably actively watching the videos up on YouTube. Who is that, and why do they have a jetpack? That's amazing. I want a jetpack. He's either got a jetpack or like tier 2 shoulder pads, one or the other, and you know how I feel about tier 2 shoulder pads. What is this? Hey, you hear about the bounty? Bounty? Yeah, $15,000 to take out Nomad Brian. Why is he wanted? The guy's crazy. He's been leading those alien abductors to human ships. Between you and me, I think he's hiding out at the planet Xywang. No one lives there, and he'd rather kill himself than surrender. He's got to be hiding out there. Why would you tell me that information if you are too a bounty hunter? That seems like a bad... That guy's got an eye patch! Oh, apparently ocular hazards exist in space. Awesome. Okay, let's just be calm for right now. I'm going to try and bring it back in here. Let's rein it back in. Let's sell off all of our scrap for, like, insane amounts of money. All right, so we're up to $3,000. I guess that's not that insane. I mean, in my world, $3,000 is super insane. I'm just like, what? $3,000? Yeah! I'd be so excited. Unfortunately, this is not the real world. This is the space world. So I'm going to jump back on the ship, and maybe we should go back to Xywang? How's that sound? I could get another med box. Actually, that's what I should do. I should buy medical supplies and another med box, because the other one we had to destroy because I accidentally placed it on top of another thingy. Medical box. Luckily, it's not expensive, so bonus. I don't know if it just bought it. I may have misclicked. There we go. So we've got that. I'll probably buy a ton of health packs, too, just to make sure we don't end up a casualty. I'd prefer to live longer and play it safer than get rich and die sooner, you know. Touch money, die young is not my... That is not my motto, friends. That is not my motto. Up we go. Maybe we'll go to the planet Xywang now. Maybe see what we can get done there. If we can get Nomad Brian, that sounds pretty good. Maybe we'll find some guns or some more loot, too, because he seems like quite the dangerous criminal. So the possibility that he might be running around strapped with all kinds of gats that slap and clack and everything else that rhymes with those words seems increasingly probable. Alright, so that's back online. Let's have a look at the map. Where is Xywang? So Zephyr is over there, Olok is over there, Anoa's over there, Sean, Yunky, Xywang. So Xywang's way the hell out there. Let's say that I plot the course. That'll take us 2 minutes. I don't know if I should hit up Zephyr first. Let's go to Zephyr first. Let's check out Zephyr. There's little symbols all over the place, and I'm assuming that means that there's some... that we can land on the planet, I guess. It looks like a circle with an arrow pointing down, and at first I thought it was like an item bag, but no, I think it's actually telling us that the planet is landable. Earth is not landable, really. That's kind of an interesting factor. I wonder why. I feel like we should probably go check that out and just see what's up with it. Alright, so we're on the planet Zephyr. Let's have a look and see what's here. There's a colony available right there, so let's land and see if maybe there's anything that we can make use of. Oh my god, what happened right there? Oh, they've all got bubble heads. That's kind of cool. That makes me feel like if I don't have a bubble head, something bad's going to happen when I get out of the ship. Is something bad happening right now? Let's see. We don't get many other humans out here. What can I do for you? Well, do you guys have a surplus on anything? You guys want me to sell you stuff? I mean, I would love to sell stuff at like a higher price if possible. Do you have what about med kits? Do you want those? Let's take a look. Medical boxes. They sell for 201 here, and if I'm not mistaken, I think I bought them for 100 at the other planet. Oh, never mind. I think I'm buying from him. Oh, no, never mind. Yeah. Wait, what? Oh, medical box. I'm sorry. That was me just being an idiot. My bad. Learn to read, noob. A nano deconstructor? What? That sounds awesome. Deals minor damage over time to the enemy. That's the shit right there. But I think guns are actually a better idea so that we can scavenge a bit more aggressively. And then what I can do is I can equip these firearms on everybody. There we go. We'll equip the ladies first. Ladies first. We'll give you, because upper body strength, you know, like these two dudes, I assume that he's probably got some like dinosaur claw thing going on. He maybe can punch people. I don't know. He's got upper body strength. I don't know. I don't know. Just give the ladies the guns. Howdy, stranger. What can I do for you? This little backwater? I'm not going to do that today. I'm not in the mood. There's not much to say. Sometimes Anda dropped by for water and food. Who's Anda? Tell me about you. Well, my wife and I crashed here a long time ago. There are pockets of humans around here living off the land. We mostly trade to stay afloat. It's a nice life. Okay, well, I'm glad you're enjoying life. That's all that I can ask from anybody, is just do whatever makes you happy in life. I think that there's a Bill Watterson comic that I really enjoyed where he talks about how he left. Oh shit, it's a rabid dog. That's terrifying. I thought it was going to be friendly. I thought we were going to have a dog on our ship. He was going to be like the Ein to our Bebop, and unfortunately that was not the case. That dog was quite vicious and angry. I suppose I could send... No, nice poochie. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to assume that he's got like acid drool or something just to make him a little bit more terrifying. He's like a Xeno dog. I'm going to go back over here. If you're armed, feel free. If you are armed, jump off the ship and go ahead and scavenge to your heart's delight. Or your heart's to dark, I don't really care, whichever one's better. But yeah, there's a Bill Watterson comic that I really liked, where he used to work as an animator or as a cartoonist in the automotive industry, so he would draw up like the specs for cars and things like that. But he like didn't like his job, and that's when he decided he was going to leave industry and he was going to go make Calvin and Hobbes, and he made a comic about it. And he said it was very strange how everybody tells you should pursue your dreams, but when you actually quit like your stable job to go and do it, you find out that people actually like didn't mean that. They were just like, basically he said that there was this weird situation after he left industry where the same people that had encouraged him to follow his dreams and, you know, like go for it and like live off his savings for a little bit and see if he could make it as a cartoonist after the fact, then sort of treated him like he was being eccentric or like he was sabotaging his life. And he said that you have to just kind of ignore that if you want to like follow and go for that thing that you want to do in life. And that was kind of how it was for me in YouTube. I mean, talking about it right now is just kind of one of those things where I took a leap of faith and I managed to land on my 2 feet. Now, I would not recommend for YouTube quitting your day job. Don't do that. Don't say Splattercat did me to do, Splattercat told me to do this. Splattercat didn't do you. That actually seems like it would make things awkward at conventions and stuff when I show up. But anyways, Splattercat did not advise you to quit your job. The thing about Bill Watterson is the guy is undoubtedly talented, and so you have to make a good appraisal of what your chances are, too, before you go off and live off your savings for a while like I did with YouTube. I had radio training, and I figured it would probably translate pretty well to this situation, and so I just kind of went for it and lived off my savings for a little bit, and it worked, but... You know, look at your skill sets, come up with a real plan. But for Bill Watterson, it was kind of one of those, because Calvin and Hobbes, I mean, I love Calvin and Hobbes. Who doesn't love Calvin and Hobbes? We're so low on cash that I might just sell off all my assets right now to kind of get us back into the black. There we go. We got to click all these, which makes me incredibly happy. Nobody can tell me to use a sell all button, and I like that. Sell all. Meh, sell all is for quitters. I enjoy clicking things individually. There's vines and roots that they have here. Why you would randomly want vines and roots, I'm not sure. There's an eye patch, just in case you wanted a eye patch. Is there anybody without stereo eyes? That seems unlikely. A simple red bandana. Pirates are in this year. A jacket. Oh, really? It's kind of like a... Okay, masters and commanders can wear this coat. I like that. I like that a lot. Alright, well, that looks pretty good. I'm happy with what we have going on right now. I should probably buy a couple more needle pistols just to make sure everybody on my force has some way to defend themselves if they go off the ship. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with where we're at right now. I'm glad that the game is a little bit longer. I was actually I was fit to be pretty disappointed if that was where like the demo ended, because I'm enjoying the game so much that I really don't want to break it off and stop. Like I want to play it more. Like I'm really, really surprised. I'm sitting here on Thanksgiving Day. I've got to go to dinner with my family in like 20 minutes, and I'm still jonesing and playing this game and just like recording the hell out of it. I really, really like it. It's a good game. It's a fun game. Although I think the only way you can actually get the game right now is if you're a Kickstarter backer, or if you're, you know, like a YouTuber or a viewer or something like that. I emailed the developer and just kind of asked if it would be possible if I could get into the beta, and I'd love to show the game off. That I had watched Scott Manley play it for a little bit, and I don't actually follow Scott Manley. I have him subscribed, but I only stop by every now and again because I'm not really interested in Kerbal or anything like that. I stop by occasionally, and this is one of those games that I saw off at the corner of my eye where the thumbnail looked like faster than light, and I was like, what is that though? That's not faster than light. The coloration is a little bit more primitive. It's a little bit more 16-bit, if you know what I mean, whereas Faster Than Light is not like a gorgeous game, but the graphics are definitely, I think it's probably in like 64 colors or something, whereas this game seems like it's in 16 colors. I remember that from when I was a kid. We had an Apple IIe, but I also had a Pentium 1 when those first came out. My dad's a big like computer guy, and so he's always buying like new technology. He loves that sort of stuff, just fiddling with it. And so back in the 90s, like the early 90s, computers were still kind of a novelty. Like not many people had them, but I think my dad actually, he traded an Apple IIe because he was working in roofing at the time. He traded an Apple IIe. He took an Apple IIe in trade for fixing a guy's roof or something like that, because I know he didn't pay for it. I think he like offered to fix a leak in a guy's roof, and the guy paid him with the Apple IIe. The Pentium though he bought, I don't know if I should like go around the circumference. Let's go check out Earth actually. I'm interested in figuring out what happened to our current home planet. I'm actually a little bit concerned about it. Let's drop the power by one right here. And what I'll do is maybe that'll make up. We'll drop him right there. Nobody needs to sleep right now, but get yourselves, I've armed the entire crew with firearms. Hopefully they don't have bad tempers, because this could get really, really nasty really, really fast. Let's turn on the scanner. I wish that we could assign people to just go to their stations when we start moving. I feel like that would probably be something that would benefit us here. So our scan range looks like it's up a little bit. There is a ship in our way. I don't know if it's waiting for us. It looks like it's waiting for us. And since in my other game I've gotten killed by some of these ships a couple times, you can get yourself dug in way deeper than you can escape with any sort of shovel or spade. So unfortunately, I'm going to avoid the ships for right now until we maybe have some better armaments and we can fight a little bit harder. I don't like our ship that we're in right now. I wish they had a little bit more power, because at the moment I have to choose between being maneuverable and getting a frog in my throat. If forgive me for a moment, let me just work that on out of here. I'm not going to clear my throat or anything on recording, but I'm just going to fight my way through it. If you just keep talking, it should be okay. It's really embarrassing when that happens when you're like live, when you're actually doing something that a ton of people are like listening to. It becomes quite embarrassing, and you gotta be like, your co-host will catch it. Basically, I just like point at my throat real fast, and your co-host will hopefully catch it. I should probably turn on the fridge right here. It looks like he's actually, I think random people are just kind of doing random stuff at this point. Let's turn on the fridge, because it looks like people need to get themselves fed. Honestly, if I bring back everything online, I think we might be able to... I can't decide whether it's going to make up for the speed right here. So we get 6 speed from him working that. I don't think that we need tactical. Oh, we just came to a stop. That's what I was like, why did we just stop? Let's go to Earth. Let's find out. I want to know what's at Earth. I like my home planet, and I'd like to investigate why it may not be landable. It's possible that it may not just be implemented yet. That's maybe. It seems like a lot of these are implemented, though, so I wonder if it's part of the storyline. Something went wrong on Earth, and then we're just all out in the stars. I don't know. Seems like a likely scenario. If you're hungry, eat the food, man. Or lady, whatever. Let's see here. Planetary scan complete. It looks like we can land. I think it's under construction. I think that's what that means right there. It's kind of like when you're playing an MMO and you get into an area that you're not supposed to be. They have like those little, well, at least in World of Warcraft they did. Also, I got into Warhammer Online when it first came out. I like glitched through a wall, and I was able to get into a big map area that was never released. It was like a giant city. It was huge, and I just wandered around in there for a while taking screenshots and video and stuff like that, and then I never uploaded it because that can be a breach of the terms of use, so you can get yourself in trouble for those glitches sometimes, and I didn't feel like researching it. I wasn't really that interested. Let's go to Yunky. Yunky sounds cool, although a Yunky sounds like kind of a filthy sex move or something. Like we did the Yunky the other night. I'm like, ew, you did a Yunky? Ugh, that's gnarly, man. That's super gnarly. You should go to a doctor or something. You're sick, bro. You're sick. Let's go back over here. Everything's looking okay. I mean, it looks like he wants to sleep. Well, jump into the sleepy pod if you want to sleep. It's all good. Feel free. You, by the way, yeah, go get whatever you need out of the fridge. It looks like I might need to get another sleeping bay or something. Our accuracy goes up when we do that. I wonder if it makes us fire faster, like the bullet travels quicker, or if they start leading the targets or something. Some of these ships are not hostile, by the way. I didn't bring that up while we were playing, but these ships are not always hostile. On occasion, they are friendly, and you can ask them about like bounties and things like that, and they can help you. They can give you quests and do all kinds of fun stuff. Go raid the fridge, man. What's going on here? So it looks like there's a UHC military outpost. Yeah, let's go. I need to buy a couple more beds anyways. It looks like people are getting a little bit grumpy on me. There's also the possibility that we might be able to buy ourselves like a better ship or something here. Ah, there it is. There's a Mark II frigate and a Mark II corvette. The frigate, I would be stoked about. You can test it? What does testing it mean? They look like they're a little bit bigger. That's interesting. I wonder if this little device right here, this little water wheel looking thing, is part of their warp technology. It's one of those things that it's on every ship in this game, and maybe it's because they just haven't done the graphics yet, but you can also have multiple ships, by the way, which is another way that this game is kind of a little bit more. I honestly think the game's going to get pretty intense once you get further on in, because honestly, just controlling one ship as I have, it's been super hectic trying to keep people just like doing their jobs and getting things done. And so I can only imagine if you've got an entire ship full of people doing different stuff, it must get super crazy. What do we have over here? We have a shotgun, a standard pistol. That thing looks amazing. That gun is badass as hell. It looks like the Judge Dredd gun. Oh, and there's also weaponry here. Okay, so now we've got stuff to go for. Now we've got stuff we want to save for. So maybe we probably want to come back and get some kind of... We need a stasis tube, but we don't have the cash for it, unfortunately. I could sell the med box, but I'd rather deploy it. Let's deploy the med box for right now. We'll put that... Oh, we're not on our ship. Never mind. Here, hold on. Close this menu down. Menu away with you. I want to order. Let's go. He's got there. Sometimes I forget how the controls work, too, because I'm a noob like that. Back on the ship, my friend, amigo. Let's take off. I don't think there's anything here for us right now. I think we do need to get people sleeping, though, because it seems like my crew's probably going to get a tad grumpy if I don't start supplying them with some of their needs. But we need a bigger ship. We actually don't have a whole lot of room to fit some of the stuff that we have, so I'd love to get things moved around. The other problem is that if we get into combat, there are AoE rockets and things that will damage multiple parts of your ship at a time, and that gets super rowdy super quickly, so just be aware. I suppose we'll head up to Zywang. That seems like the next most intelligent location to go to. We can hunt down that nomad or whatever he is. We'll go ahead and take him back into custody, and hopefully when that happens, we'll make ourselves a fair bit of scratch too. It looks like we're about to make with a ship right in here. Let's take a look. Let's hail. Good day, Captain. We come in peace. Okay, so it's a United Human Colonel. Alright, so that's good. Any information about trade? Trade is what we do best. The trade company really pays a lot for scrap, and the Anda will pay a lot for artifacts. They do love their trinkets. We can ask about the disappearing crew. Sadly, no. Sakari was wiped out. The military has been unaffected, and if I was interested in claiming the reward for finding the abductors, I'd look at Sakari first. Okay, so we already did that. Any information regarding other races? Don't trust the Kersha. They're cold, calculated, and interested only in themselves. They're very powerful as well. The Kaidun are also powerful, but much more peaceful. I do business with them. Okay, so I like the fact that there's other races too. I don't like games where you're out in space and it's only humans. It just feels lonely. I like it when there's lots of different races that have lots of different, you know, features and things that they do. I don't know, something about that just seems attractive to me. I'm the kind of person that hopes that there is life out in space somewhere and that it might be friendly in the best term. I don't... Oh yeah, we have to actually leave here. Let's do that. We'll go ahead and vacate the premises. Get the hell up out of here. You jump in the... If you're hungry, jump up in the fridge, man. Do what you're gonna do. Alright, so a vessel has been detected nearby. We're gonna continue our way off to Zywang. There's an unknown anomaly over there. Not gonna fiddle with it. Let's just keep ourselves moving towards the prize right now. Alright, so hopefully they all take turns raiding the fridge, because it does seem like everybody's pretty hungry right now. We need a bigger ship, I think. I do wish you could... Oh, you can rubber bandbox people? What? Oh, that's so much easier than everything I've been doing the entire game. Oh my god. Okay, so I wasn't even aware that you could do that. An unknown vessel is nearby. He's not in the way, though, so I'm not really going to be worrying myself with any vessels right now. Let's maybe... just everybody keep eating. Just feed yourselves. If ja hungry, ja eat the food. Oh, it's her. Never mind. Here, you go over here. Feed yourself, because I want everybody to be on a full stomach when we go out and murk the enemy. Awesome. Let's go ahead and land on the planet. We'll see if we can find this guy. There's just... Overworld. Planetary scan reveals a breathable atmosphere. Captain, planetary scan complete. And in fact, I think I'm out of time for this episode. So what we'll do is we'll break it off right here. In the next episode, we will go down and investigate the planet. My name is Splattercat. Join me for a bounty in the next episode. Take care of everybody, and I do.